Today we're going to take a few of our concepts and put them together. We're going to solve systems, but instead of lines, we're going to use the systems to determine a quadratic equation. So here we have a parabola that has a y-intercept of 2 and contains the points -1, 1 and -4, 10. So what we're trying to do is we're trying to determine the equation of the parabola that goes to that point, y-intercept of 2, and then -4, 10. So those are points on the parabola we don't know. To start, there's one piece of information that should be the tip-off. It has a y-intercept of 2. If we go back and we think about our three different forms for quadratics, we have standard form, factored form, and vertex form. And we're going to use whatever one tells us or gives us the y-intercept. And that's standard form. So y-intercept of 2 is our c value. So from this information, we are going to create two equations. We have an x and a y. We can fill those in. We can make a second equation with x and y. Fill them in. And then we're going to have two unknowns, a and b. Remember that. We have that. So for our first equation, we're going to create them using these points. Every place we see y, we put a 1. Every place we see x, we see -1. Plus b, and everywhere we see x, we put -1. And then we have our plus 2. And that's our first equation that we've created. Now we're going to go ahead and we're going to create a second equation the exact same way, but with our second point that lies on the parabola, -4, 10. So everywhere we see y, we're going to put 10. Everywhere we see x, we're going to put -4. And we still got that c value of 2. Now we can clean that up. If I think about I want to bring all my constants to one side so they're lined up, I might say take away 2, take away 2. So I'm going to move to the right. 1 take away 2 is -1. -1 squared is 1. So I'm going to have -1 equals 1a. Remember, I don't have to show that 1. And then I have b times -1 is -1b. Again, I don't have to show that 1. Down here, I'm going to do the same thing for equation 2. Take away 2 from the right, take away 2 from the left. 10 take away 2 is 8. -4 squared is 16. a times 16 is 16a. -4 times b, or b times -4, is -4b. There's my new equation 1. There's my new equation 2. Now I'm going to use either substitution or elimination to figure out what my value of a and what my value of b is. I have a by itself. It's positive. So let's rearrange this further. I'm going to add b to the right, add b to the left, and my new equation 1 is b take away 1 equals a. Everywhere I see a in the second equation, I'm going to sub in b minus 1. So again, my communication, I'm going to sub equation 1. Here's my new equation 1. I've worked to the right just to rearrange it. Sub equation 1 into equation 2. 8 equals 16. Everywhere I see a, I'm going to put what a is worth. Now I'm going to distribute. All previous math still exists. collect like terms. Eight plus 16, got 24. And then on the right side, 16b, take away 4b, is 12b. Now I solve for my unknown. Got a value for b. Now I need to find a value for a. Again, I'm going to sub b equals 2 into original 1, simplified 1, or rearranged 1, original 2, or simplified 2. Because a is already by itself, let's sub it into that one. Everywhere I see b, I put what b is actually worth. So I have a value for a, I have a value for b. Now, unlike before, we were solving for x and y, a point of intersection. What are these? Again, we need the equation. So there's our a, there's our b. So this we would sub in, therefore, the equation of the parabola y equals, again, we don't have to show the 1. If you do, sure, ax squared plus bx plus the c, and the c we had from the original equation. So there we go, it opens up. So y-intercept of 2, we go there, and so really it would end up looking something like that. So that's the equation that has a y-intercept of 2 and those points on it. Let's try another one. Same thing applies. Parabola right now has a y-intercept of 7. Has a y-intercept of 7. Again, that tells us the y-intercept, we're going to use standard form. We're going to approach it the exact same way. We're going to create two equations with our x and y using each point. So let's fill them out. Equation 1. Everywhere we see y equals a x squared, so negative 2 squared plus b times x plus 7. There's my equation 1. Do the same for equation 2. Everywhere I see y, I put in negative 1. So y equals a x squared, so I need negative 8, all in brackets, squared, plus b times x, so b times negative 8, all plus 7. And again, I want to simplify. Take away 7 on the right, take away 7 on the left. So I'm going to work to the right. (11) take away 7 is 4 all day. Negative 2 squared is 2, or sorry, is 4 times a is 4a. Negative 2 times b, negative 2b. I do the same for equation 2. Let's just simplify. Take away 7 from the right, take away 7 from the left. Negative 1 minus 7 is negative 8. Negative 8 squared is 64 times a, 64a. Negative 8 times b is negative 8b. I don't have any of my unknowns isolated yet or by themselves. So let's use the other method we know, elimination. Coefficients in front of a aren't the same. Coefficients in front of b aren't the same. But can we make them the same? Well, 2 and 8, I can multiply the first equation by 4. I'm just going to work to the right so that we can see. Each term needs to be multiplied by 4. 4 times 4, 16. 4 times 4a is 16a, and negative 2 times 4 is negative 8b. This equation just moves over, so I have them all lined up. Now the coefficients in front of b are the same. If I want to eliminate b, same sign, so I'm going to subtract. So 16, take away negative 8, 16a, take away 64, and negative 8b, take away 8b. 16 take away negative 8 is going to be 24. 16 take away 64 is going to be negative 48a, and negative 8 take away negative 8 is negative 8 plus 8, which is 0b. Again, I don't need to write that, and I've eliminated one of my unknowns. Now solve for what's remaining. Divided by negative 48, divided by negative 48, and a is negative 24 over 48. We can reduce that to negative 1/2. Again, I'm going to take what I have and sub it back in. So I'm going to sub a equals negative 1/2 into original 1, simplified 1, larger 1, original 2, or simplified 2. I'm going to use simplified 1. Everywhere I see a, I sub in what the value of a that I just found. And then I solve. 4 times negative 1 is negative 4 divided by 2, negative 2. Collect like terms. And isolate my variable. I have an a term, I have a b term, now I can put them together. Again, it was in standard form, so that's what I'm using. Y equals ax squared plus bx plus c. Again, that is a parabola that has a y-intercept of 7 and passes through those points. Let's do one more example. Flip the page.